Hi, and welcome to the second webcast of Ask Maggie Fuller. And as promised, we're going to talk about adult survivors of abuse, whether it be sexual, emotional, or physical abuse. We're going to talk about that. And chances are you came to this webcast because you think you need to know how to make it better right now. Chances are it's going to take time. But moving forward is better than standing still, always. So chances are you're watching this is a good sign that you suspect that what happened to you isn't your fault, and it isn't. It was the abuser's malfunction, and I want you to know that things can get better. People actually do survive. They do better. But I want you to be prepared emotionally to be stirred up by some of these emailers. I got a few emails that they're kind of sad. So if you need to get a tissue, and also if you want to send in emails, it's askmaggie@hotmail.com. This is only a small sample of actually what type of abuse is out there. These are just the people who are brave enough to speak up and tell me about it. So once again, no names, and I'm just going to do brief summaries. Otherwise, this is going to be a really long webcast. One common theme that I notice on all of these people is dealing with their emotions, self-esteem, and anger. So let's start with this one. Okay, Maggie, how do I let the horrible past go? I've carried it with me for 40 years. No one wants to be around me, and I just hate life in general. I had a horrible childhood. I was abused and beaten. If they had child laws back then, my parents would be in jail. I want to let go of this, and I don't know how. When I'm around people, I guess I don't know how to fit in. I think the world hates me, and everyone is out to get me. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. We'll see what we can do for that. Here's a young man. I've actually met him, and he's such a sweet person. I was a chubby, sweet kid growing up. I had a vicious, mean, abusive, violent brother who entertained himself by making me and my sister miserable. Our parents were dysfunctional and alcoholic, so on and so forth. And when it comes to injustices, I automatically feel the offender should be punished to the nth degree. If someone hits another person, they should be tied up and beaten senseless. Okay, he's really got a lot of bottled up anger. Like I say, I've met him personally, and you'd never know it. If someone abuses an old person or a child, they deserve capital punishment. A third crime should be a life sentence. Society doesn't need criminals running around on the street. How do I get back to being pleasant? Here is one interesting note. My knee doctor asked me if I was physically abused while I was growing up, and I told him about my brother. He said most of his patients that are overweight, almost all of them have stories such as that. Here's another one, and I wish I could begin to explain what happened in my husband's family. His baby sister had been sexually abused. It came out last fall that his older sister had been too. She has so much hate and resentment towards them because they should have known and saved her. I'm not a psychologist, and I don't know how to offer her advice, but just listen. And that's really what people need a lot of times, is just somebody to listen and be non-judgmental. So she's doing a good job. Here is somebody who has actually become a survivor of abuse. And she said if it weren't for her husband's love and support, she wouldn't be who she is today, which is really important to have somebody like that. And as a survivor, you have already made it through the hard part. It isn't happening to you anymore. It's a memory. They can't hurt you anymore. The damage they did has now ended, and it begins when you surround yourself by supportive people and divorce yourself from those who would do you ill physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and sexually, I might add. And it doesn't mean that they will be gone from your life forever. It means that you value yourself enough to give yourself time to heal and reparent yourself. You couldn't pay me to go back to that house of my family of origin, but it has truly carved out a remarkable person who I have become, and that is wonderful. So anyway, thank you for those letters. Let's move forward to help get people healed. So whether it's you or you're trying to help somebody, here we go. And like I said, there's a common theme about self-esteem, or how you're feeling about all of this, whether you're angry or sometimes people feel that their feelings are uncommon, strange, odd, or you know, just weird. But the thing is that these are coping mechanisms that helped you survive. They're there for a reason, because they've worked somewhat. And they've gotten you to where you are still with us today, and you're here getting help. Now, there are some emotional results of abuse. Okay, first of all, there's anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, which is your flashbacks and nightmares, depression, memory impairment, re-victimization, where somebody goes back and finds an abusive partner after they've been a child who has been abused, self-blame, self-harm, such as cutting, substance abuse, suicidal thoughts, and I do have a hotline number for people who are having thoughts like that. Sexual difficulties, turning anxiety into physical symptoms, which means you've got a lot of bottled anxiety and you might turn it into stomach aches or headaches or some other type of physical manifestation. Relationship or parenting problems. So maybe you're too passive or too aggressive, feelings that you can't do anything right, feelings like nobody likes you, like that one emailer said. What do I need to know to start making things get better and start happening? Okay, first of all, the guilt and shame belongs to the abuser, not you. You did what you had to do to survive at the time, get through it, and being dependent on an abuser for food or shelter especially means that you did what you had and your choices were limited. So you are not to blame. And remember that the abuser lacks the skills for raising children or dealing with their own feelings. And how sad is that? They probably had poor role models. Maybe they're genetically predisposed to being an emotional wreck. They too were victims, maybe. Remember, there is a cycle of abuse through generations. So it doesn't really matter what the reason. The important thing is that you move forward and start healing. Be honest with yourself if you think your parenting skills might need some improvement. We don't want that cycle of abuse going on. So talk to a therapist, read parenting books, look for parenting web seminars or classes. I taught parenting classes for Berea Children's Home for many years. And it is a good venue for you to get your feelings out and talk about your problems and what's working and what's not working with other parents. So always give that a try. Journal or blog about how you deal or cope with your feelings. See what's working, what's not. Try something new. Write down how that worked. And it's not unusual for you to think that the world is a scary, harmful place after what's happened to you. And actually 1 in 4 people have been victims, so you're not alone. Also know there's people out there who will keep you safe and who will give you a trusting ear. And when you do have bad feelings, remind yourself that you are now in an adult body. You have adult rights and adult abilities, and you're not a child anymore. And that those are the thoughts of the hurt child. So how would you treat a child that had been abused? You'd probably be real gentle and sweet with them, so why not do that to yourself too? Be kind to yourself. Avoid people who just say, get over it, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. They just don't know how to help you. And find safe ways to express your anger. So that one young man, what you could do, try writing a letter to the abuser. Whether or not you want to mail it is completely up to you, but do be prepared for a response. If, they do respond, chances are they're not going to respond in the way you want them to do, and apologize. A leopard doesn't change its spots. Some people take up martial arts or weightlifting so that they don't feel so vulnerable anymore. And I'm not saying go out and beat the crap out of anybody. What I'm saying is that if anything does happen in your life, you feel strong. And remember that you are still here. You're a survivor. Maybe your coping mechanisms need a little buffing up, but things will get better. Talk to yourself as you would a trusted friend or a good parent would talk to yourself. Some people pray or trust in a higher power, whether it be God, the universe, whomever you turn to for a source of strength. And trust yourself by making a list of all the good decisions you made in your life. If things didn't turn out so good, forgive yourself because you did the best you could in the situation that you were dealt with. And don't be re-victimized by choosing another abusive partner. People with low self-esteem automatically draw abusers. So chances are you're better off alone. I mean, that's just my opinion. You're better off alone or hanging with your family and friends that do treat you well than having to have somebody. You have to be in a relationship. No, you don't. Wait till you're ready. How do you cope with memories and flashbacks? Well, first of all, you own and control your own memories, so learn to master them. Realize that when they're triggered, they could be very overwhelming, so have a planning strategy on hand so you can master them. You have the right to visit and leave your memories whenever you want. They're only memories, they can't harm you. You may have like a physical response to your memories, but they will go away. You were okay before the memory, you're gonna be okay after the memory. They're not gonna stay. Comes and goes. You can redirect yourself, you can distract yourself, you have power over them. Keep a list, journal, or blog of ways that you can help your mood when bad memories pop up. For example, you would write down, today I remembered being beaten, then I went and petted my dog and he started wagging his tail and I felt better. Or today I remembered being told that I was stupid and worthless, so I called my friend who always makes me feel better and laugh. Do something relaxing like take a bath to clear your mind, or keep busy with a book or a hobby. And if you have to, you can always call or text somebody that you like. So, don't be offended if they're busy at the moment. Sometimes people really are in the middle of something, and just make plans to talk with them when they are free. Call a hotline if you don't have people you want to talk to. I'm going to put some on the Ask Maggie website for you. Also, there's websites out there, hotline numbers all over the internet. Just put them in your search engine. There they are. Go out with people that you like, that make you feel better, and maybe you can even stay with them for a couple days if you're going through a very tough time. Play online games. Go figure that one. It gets your mind busy, so all those people who keep inviting you to play Candy Crush or something like that, maybe they're reaching out to you. You ever think of that? Maybe they're going through a hard time. It's a good distraction. It's a good way to connect with other people. So don't just, rule that out. Now, also you could be focused on your five senses. So what do I mean by that? Be in the present, focus on your five senses. That'll get you out of the past. First of all, your sense of sight. What do you see? Colors, shape, people, sounds, cars. You hear cars, the wind, the birds. Touch. How do your clothes feel? How about your chair? How about the temperature of the room? What do you smell? Cooking, cologne. Go seek out good smells. Like, for example, I keep a little bottle of like essential oils in my purse of roses. It's very uplifting. Keep something around like that. You can look up aromatherapy and find things that might make you feel better. Taste. Have a happy snack. And I don't mean eat the entire box of Oreos. Just have a little something. Remind yourself that the worst is over. Be patient with yourself and write out a healing plan. And also, you can check out the 2 links on Ask Maggie. They're really good, especially the one that tells you how to go from victim to survivor to thriver. And now let's talk about self-esteem. The one emailer especially was having some difficulties with this. The one good thing is that she is on Facebook, or you're on Facebook even, and you're reaching out through email. So you do have some skills to interact with other people. That's a plus. Give yourself credit for that. And Facebook is a good place to practice social skills now. There's a lot of bad things that people say about Facebook, but I think it's a good place for social skills, because what you do is you get on there and write positive things. Write something good, okay? Something good that's happened in your day, and see if you can get people to like it. Experiment with that. See how many people like different things that you say, and remember that, people actually take the time and effort to click like. Now, for me, I'll click like on something because I like what they're saying, number one, or I'll click like because I like the person. I didn't really even pay attention to what they were writing, to be honest, but there's just people I think are good people and I like them. Talk to people who validate you and point out your strengths. You might not believe them at first, but take the compliment, don't negate it, just say thank you, and tuck it in the back of your mind. Somehow those people thought that fit you, so maybe there's something to it. They want you to feel better, which is why they said it, which is also a plus. Somebody cares about you. Self-care, eat right, give yourself plenty of time to sleep, exercise, and avoid self-medicating with drugs and alcohol. Remember, your central nervous system depressants like alcohol or smoking weed they're going to mess up your sleep cycle, and then there's also a rebound effect, which means you're going to have some anxiety when you use things like that. Mentally reward yourself for things that you did accomplish today. Don't compare yourself with others. There's those overachievers in life, okay? Don't compare yourself with them. They didn't live your life. They didn't have your experiences. You're doing the best you can in your life. And if you think other people are better than you, or they're talking smack about you behind your back, well, here's the honest truth. People generally are too busy worrying about themselves to focus on you for very long. They're pretty much wrapped up in themselves, okay? It's human nature, and if they really are that focused on you and your faults, okay, they've got some issues themselves. Let's just face that. Another thing that I think is really good is to clean yourself up. Sometimes, like, I'll wake up and I'm really tired. I'll wash my face, I'll throw on a little makeup, and I'll go out to the store. Make eye contact and smile at people, and you're going to get a smile right back. It's a good thing, it's reaffirming, and that's how you start making contacts with people. And you have the right to voice your opinion and to say no to people. You have the right to ask for help, or saying you need clarification or you don't understand something. Use a firm, calm voice. Make eye contact when you speak up to people. Even if you have time to plan out what you're going to say, if you're going to disagree with somebody, that's always good. And if they continue to persist, just repeat your stand. Know your rights, and those rights are: you have the right to your feelings, the right to your goals and ambitions, the right to change your mind, the right to decide what's best for you, to make mistakes and learn from them, to move forward, to avoid negative people whenever possible, to ask for help from trustworthy people, and to get a hug from trusted people, or to hug a pet. Pets are so wonderful. That's why there's cat ladies out there. Chances are they've been through a hard time, and animals do give you unconditional love, so don't pick on the cat ladies. Now, abuse, physical, sexual, emotional, is one of those topics that we could talk about for hours and hours. It's just, there's so many aspects to it, and I wish I could touch on everything that everybody wants to talk about, but we only have this 20-minute session right now. But we can talk about all the different parts of it at another time. All you have to do is give me some feedback about what you want to talk about, and I will do my very best to address those in another webcast, because it is just a topic that's full of stuff, as you know. Don't forget to check out the links that I'm posting. Like I said in webcast 1, this is not a substitute for therapy, and it is not a cure. So if you've been through a lot, I really, really think you should go to one-on-one therapy or group therapy. They have group therapy for people who have been abused, and you can get free or very low-cost therapy at your local universities, because a lot of them have counseling and psychology programs. Kent and Akron have these, and the people there are pretty competent. They're under supervision, so you will be well cared for. I have done it. And also, most therapists have sliding scales. If cost is a problem for you, a lot of people don't have really good insurance. And just the important thing is, no, don't give up. You're not alone. 1 in 4 people do have a clue of what you've been through because they've been through it themselves. There's a lot of caring people out there who can lend you an ear, and I always do my best to get back to people on emails. Sometimes I'm really prompt, sometimes it takes me a day or so, but I do my very best to get back to people. So it's up to you right now to take the first step and to find somebody you trust. Keep trying, good luck, and do keep me posted. Not sure what the next webcast is going to be. We'll see what people come up with, and then I will post it on the Ask Maggie website and let you know what we're going to be talking about. So feel free to email me at askmaggie@hotmail.com, and I'll address your issues. Thanks, and thank you for watching. Bye.